up. Can't wake up. Just finished doing TikTok videos. It's very, very powerful video. It's very, very emotional. My energy aligns centers to all location positions, all trap line system rotations. And it's all about understanding the conditions. I'm not afraid to take a stand. That's what we want to do. We want to follow up in so many level signals, rotation like conditions, get into love activation core system like conditions. So basically, all the new viewers out there, I noticed that there's a lot of energy line centers that are in position locations. How's everybody doing through so far through conditions? Got a lot of busy day going on through line condition. It's coming into high level system of our test reviews and evaluations. So we're going to travel through direction line centers into fire communication line center rotations, communications, high forcing all levels of heart recognition line center. We're coming into the mind system of a game, the game conceptual line interference. Now, for all the new viewers, if you don't understand me through conditions, you go through my emails and help you and guide you and get you a better way how to track your system, how to wake up your body activation line center. I was doing extremely powerful live TikTok and I had over 2,000 viewers that were watching on one live, over 2,000. It was astronomical. I'm in a singing mood for some reason. I don't know. It's the energy, it's the connection, it's the vibration. I sent you guys high Q. I sent you high levels of mystical line connection interference channels, all about being inside, taking inside, coming inside, understand everything inside, strong, be inside, heart inside, love thyself inside. Everything is inside. And that's how we have to see our application line centers or rotations or anything with communication line position locations. So before we get started, let's see how everybody's doing. Feel free to follow the trend, the song. Very powerful. Okay, we've got to take a stand. Now's the time. Everything's coming back in sequence line interference right now. Earth and its location line connections, high position right now. Space is in construction, but it's high forcing right now to all levels of the mind system. The collaboration line centers and the practice system is in a new computer adaptation line center rotation conditions. Now I'm coming into mind conceptual line center position line conditions. So basically, now I'm in a healing line center of digital numbers. I can take your track number, line interference locations, anything to identification line connections, and change anything through formation. It's about understanding how to get into higher formations of the mind system. Okay, the mind is on its own collaboration line center, and it's activating to all levels of its core resistance. The resistance coming into high level system in humanity, putting everybody into the track system of thoughts. Thoughts is everything through its activation line conditions, but we have to find a way to go into the center of everything through its line system. The heart is everything through its portal. It opens up all level connections. That's what makes you cry on high level systems coming into moon track system rotation positions. So when you're going outside, try to resonate inside of everything that you do. Perception through eye interference, coming in program line connections, understand more of the heart line center, because the heart and everything inside is the actual event. You are the connections, your activity, you are the units, you are the proactive system to its communication cycles. You have to understand how to use these things to all level system rotation. Now, there's a little bit of confliction last night, understanding what's going on with the energies with everybody. Now, a lot of people can't hold the energy line center because I hold it every single day, but everybody's on a different flux capacitor line interference. Once you go to higher applications of the mind, to the altered states of its connections, you understand a little bit more how to control the energy line system. It's nobody's fault. It's just you don't understand the mind adaptation of thought, especially when new people come in through the portal line center rotation. It's all about understanding putting your positions of balance in all level conditions. So everything that you do, every time you get up in the morning, you're going inside on every level, every single level, and that's what we need to do. And we also need to take a stand. Okay, it's very important. So feel free to go to my TikTok videos. Very, very powerful videos I just put up. I also put up some high Qs. Questions on line centers, anything about your connections, how you come into your own behavior line center rotations. We have to get out of these situations by going inside in all levels. Okay, loving thyself is the biggest thing that you can comprehend. It's the connection to high force line system. It brings you in the activation core system to all levels of direction. It's you about understanding how to heal yourself just through your thoughts alone. It's amazing how you can do these things. Every time I do a video for you guys, you're getting very emotional. And that's a time where everything has to stand, coming into one unity of consciousness, okay? Comes into high levels of light to track system rotations. It's all about you guys getting into your own programs and get into your own enhancements, your own engagements, your own applications, your own centers, your own journeys, your own missions. Everything wants to high rise. Well, You have to understand how to use this in all calculation. So, all right, so let's see here. All right, Amber, how's it going? Nice to meet you. Any questions or comments, you go through my email. Everything's down below. Tina, how's it going? Alicia, Amber, Alicia, you guys are communicating great. I don't know. This is my first live. That's okay. It's usually live for everybody. If you don't understand, you can watch back. You can talk to my team. They can help you out in any ways and forms. I talk extremely fast, so you have to get used to that. It depends where I'm traveling through spaceline center locations, all right? Because I have foundational levels of 7,021, but I don't stay there. You'll find that when you go to higher level system, how the mind just goes up in its own mind conditions. All right, Oakland. Oh, that's great. Ontario, good. It's cold there. Yeah, it's a little bit cold here too. Good morning, Vicky. How's it going? Let's see. Thank you for having me here. You're welcome. Oh yeah, kids. Well, at least you caught part of it anywhere, Amber. So usually I start between 9:30, 9:45, depending on what I have to do, because I usually go to TikTok first. Because the thing is, you wake up in the morning. Do you have a routine? Does anybody have a routine? Your routine is what? Basically taking your kids to school, right? And after that, you go to work, depending on what you're doing. But you want to get up in the morning knowing what you're doing. That's the biggest thing. It's not a routine. It's a life. It's a life activation. It's a life system. It's a life cycle. Okay. And everything that you do is inside. So you get emotional, right? And emotional is to let go of everything. Don't hold on to things that don't exist. Let it go. Don't think about the past. Don't worry about the future. It's not here. Concentrate on the now. And I guarantee you, if you stay in that center line system with all location, position, line conditions, you'll come into higher formation line center rotation. Yeah. Chris, how's it going? Jill, how's it going? All right. Yeah, it's great to see new people. It's fantastic to see these. That's what I want. Karen. All right. Vicky. Hey, all right. Excellent. Great. Okay, so we're going to get into structure line interference. Now, class has a position line center next Monday, test review and evaluation. So we'll get into the review. Understand line condition positions. Now, for the new viewers, basically you feel the energy, you feel the heat. It's all understanding. You're not sure what's going to happen, but in position, your general basically lets you know before things happen. So it's all understanding that condition line system to its air, its fire, its water, and its earth. Now we went to the earth ground line center, 15,000, 20,000 feet, the ground line system rotations. Getting communications back and track system is everything crystallized future core system. So in calculation modifications, we're going to high rise into fire. We're actually going to walk into fire. You have to know what it feels like to be fire. You have to know what it's like to be air, and what it's like to be water, and what it's like to be the grounds. Now you understand the ground line center. You guys went to inner line center rotation positions into your light graph location line conditions, but now you have to go into the high line center, okay, of fire. Okay, isn't that interesting? Take a stand. See, drawing something already said. All right, so basically open up the grounds, open up the powers and recognition light centers, open up the actual light center to fire recognition light conditions, high position light conditions, high travel locations. Okay, we're going to go into the V vector line interference to solar graph line conditions. We're going to high position line center into high level rotation in position. Okay, so the V vector line center up, and the V vector line information line coming down locations. Center point line center coming into position line center locations, opened up the seat of the soul dimension line as it's coming into high rise of fire. The miracle line center and its position location is high positioning to its planet line center, which is putting heat conditions of the pad line center rotation positions into all levels of the high activation core system. Track the system on the galactic forces, GFLs, and everything connection line system. Feel the energy line center to all level conditions and people that come into force recognition lifetime. High rise line condition, illumination light graph location line conditions, high positions into fire, relations of DNA track systems into the rebellion alliance. Okay, so basically it's in set location. Okay, the grounds are on fire. Power connectors are in line system, dimension line system. The arsenal line comes into allocated position, time location. Lock surface to position to high level system rotations. Come to track line systems. Here we go, flex capacitor. Okay, V vector systems down, V vector systems up, their location line conditions. Open up the magnetic line, information line circle to location line conditions. Back in center rotation. All right, 15 minutes, have fun. All right, down through equation. All right. You have to know what it's like to actually be in fire. All right. So it's all about understanding what fire is. Well, it's a breathing source, right? It's alive. Everything's alive. You have to know what it's like to be alive, right? We all have to understand the conception of pain when you touch something. When you're a kid, it's all about, oh, don't touch that. That's hot, or it's very cold. So it's all about getting your emotions intact. It's all about getting your Schumann resonance and your vibrations in balance and getting your chakra system and line connections all in position, try to understand your colors and light track system rotations. And after that, we'll get into the mind conceptual thoughts, the coloration of time frames. Now, communication line center rotations. Hola! It's my maid. So, for all the new viewers, you'll just feel the energy, you'll feel the high level system, you'll feel the sweats. It's just all about understanding you're connecting inside of fire. Okay, you have to know what it's like to actually be fire, air, and everything through water of its earth line connections. Right? Because you understand you're living the grounds of your crystalline center rotations. You get into your adaptations and your circle rotation line connections. Once you get into the formation line, you get into high rise of dimensional time. All right. Okay, so it's about truly understanding how to go that line condition interference. All right. That's a true understanding. You come into those line center rotations, coming into high level rotation to its connections, guys. All right. So here we go. Hold it up there for you. All right. So you guys are in the center line systems of fire. You have to know what it is. Right? It's not one color, it's everything color. So you have to understand the activation line conditions. You have to understand all levels of what it feels like to be in fire. Okay, it's important to understand these things because you got to build a friendship, relational partnership with yourself inside. All right. The conceptual line centers everything through your structure line interference. That's a true understanding. When you understand fire, you know exactly not to touch it, right? But see, the thing is, too, is that we have to feel pain so we know we're still alive. That's what's staying through lucky conditions because a lot of people have empathy, and that means they're open through space, but they're empty inside. If you're empty inside, you have no feeling. You have no feeling. Everybody has a feeling. So you have to know the difference between all colors and lights and activation core, system line rotation conditions. You have to understand the positions and how you see through perception of travel records at time positions, but everything is done through calculation of inside line conditions, right? So, oh, you're welcome there, Karen. Volcano, the beginning, restore the mindset happening, going lower and choose your fire, passion, dragon, friend of balance. Yeah. So once you go into your fire resist line center, you go into the mystical line conditions. You go into the Phoenix, you go into the ground line center because it's extremely hot. But you have to be in the center of fire to understand your position to your avatar to all levels of phenomenon. Okay. Seeing purple, white light, imagine he put up. Yep. We visualized it, or yeah, the image he put up. Yeah. We visualize it, or yeah. So you come into visualizations, Amber. But thing is, once you go into activation core system and you come into your balance of all gravity line center, you come into the meditation of you. So it's all about representation of you and how to use your air, how to use your fire, how to use your water, and how to use the grounds of you inside. You have to understand these things. Once you understand that, you get into better formation on what it's like to feel pain. Pain is all about understanding that we're still alive. And that's a true understanding, is that you do care about your life system. True understand when you come in those connections, right? What to do and what not to do. And you tell that to your kids. Don't touch. That's fire. That's hot. So it's all about being aware of these things, right? It puts us in a whole level of a conscious level. So I'm here to put you in a higher level of your consciousness so you can go higher levels of the alter states of the mind, because it becomes known of information which is already stored in a facility to its cloud interface. Now, if it's extremely complicated, I apologize for that. It's just I tried to high rise and I tried to go low rise, medium rise, the line condition positions to all of your conditions, to all levels of your energy and everything through high level rotation, right? My school is an extremely powerful line center, which all calculates in all positions. And what we do through the school is fantastic in all travel condition, right? So all this week is going to be all travel. Okay. And tomorrow we will go into high levels of the air. Your air communication line centers and the ear trap location line interference locations, how to understand everything through radio signals, gamma operation line interference, coming into high level systems of high connections, triangular line center rotations, digital frame positions, audio interference, plug-in interference line connections, all in traps locations. So All right. So anything or want to know through questions, let me know. Go through my healing. I'll go on live on TikTok and help you guys put you back in your crystalline. See, the most important thing is to get you set, to get you repositioned back in your body. Your new adaptation to the crystalline at the activation line connections. It connects in all ways and cycles through your body of activation through the hologram and your pixels. Your TV reception is extremely important to us. And it's important you guys understand how to change your interference of locations and how to get into your own flux capacitors of time position. Okay. Okay. The procedure will take its position on high level system. The intelligence is trying to understand what's going on, right? That's a true understanding why I have the school. It's all about you getting into the mind of imagination to its creation, to its manifestation. Okay. So existing in the fire line conditioned system and feeling the impurities being drawn out. Oh my God, this is the middle of my heart. Oh, Mary, wow. Purple, it's about, yeah. Blue flame, purple flame, yellow flame, green flame. Everything position line connections. Fire is all colorations of you through rainbow activation line connection. It's a gateway interference. Fire rotation line centers everything to the heart rotation sector line connection. It's the activation core to all levels of your crystal activation line system. Remember, you're attached to everything to colors and patterns. So you have to learn how to use the connections. Tomorrow we'll go into the tones. We'll go into the string theory and we'll go into the activations of beacon lights. Once you go into the ringing ears, then you understand what they are through connections, right? So purifications, yeah. Blue, yeah. Mm-hmm. You have to understand what fire is. It's all connected to the twin flame. Okay. The purple flame. So Phoenix rising in the Scorpio line center. Mm-hmm. Very good, Karen. Yeah. Amber, catching on. That's good. Seeing it change my cells. That's exactly what it is. Right. So Amber's seeing that conditioning line system rotations. So once you understand how to use your 4 elements, 5 within the system, 6 within the activation, 7 within the core of the body track system locations, you understand more of the grounds of the cell rotation. Regeneration line center to connections to understand all your cells in body position. And it's all connected to your fire, your air, okay, and everything through water and your grounds. You have to learn how to use your travel mechanisms of timeline system. It's all connected to your sacred and your geometry line interference. Your position is all about understanding how to use the track system of locations and how to use all positions of time and travel connection. So I'm in the middle of the fire rays of light streaming. Excellent, Samantha. Visica Pisces. Seeing all levels of colors inside, they melted with the sun. Then I saw flames under my feet, communicated with the flames, and became one, moving and weaving in between myself. There you go. So it's all about understanding what it feels like to be hot, what it feels like to be cold, what it feels like to have feel air, what it feels like to be in the grounds. Okay? Because it's all connected to nature. Right? You understand the seasons, right? How it changes colors, right? How trees are beautiful in its sequence, but then basically when it's colder, the leaves fall off, they come into different colors, and now it's winter. Now that's on the northern hemisphere line center. But you have to understand the reason the point is to get your weather patterns into sequencing line interference so you can get into high levels of galaxy lock locations. A galaxy lock location is understand the dimensions of key door frame position line system. So when you guys go in your 60 chakra communications, you come into your GFLs for the very first time, you'll go in the central line system to its vector core, to its units, and you come to higher line system to calculations to the galactic resistance. Coming out of the resistance, you come into higher formations of line system into phenomenon. All right. So the more higher you go through channels in TV reception line center, you come out of more resistance and more into its phenomenon of its elements. So air feeding, fire, earth, all ground line center, waters are flowing through the flux. Great. So you have to understand how to use the fire against the water, and water against the air, and air against the grounds. Right. So you have to learn how to use the cell generation light centers in position to all calculations to flux capacitors. All right. So I'm now high in the stars, or a beautiful cloak of blue and stars. Amazing balance. Yeah. All colors and freedom. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that's great that you're sensing all levels of colors. All right. Samantha's in the middle of the fire rays of light streams. So imagine that you guys are actually in fire in the center of everything. So you know exactly what fire it is. So now you're seeing everything inside. You understand how powerful it is when you see things inside? You become everything inside. So you have to be inside of everything to understand everything. So that's the importance of how you have to come into loving thyself. Once you start loving thyself, you go to higher level system. Once you come into your full communications of your computers and your clocking line connections, then you can go into your phone receptions, into the center line, circuitry boards. You can actually go into the wires of your phone, right? Now, when you guys come into your sentience, you're going to go into that connections, right? So we're going to travel through wire line centers once you get into higher level system rotation. All right, you have to know what it's like to be inside a wire. You have to know what it's like to be inside a computer. You have to know what it's like to be inside your phones. Okay. You can even essential line your system and you can go into your car. You can actually drain the battery of your car. There's a lot of things that you can do, and you have to learn how to control this because you're going to higher levels of the mind, of altered states. Right? And it's important you understand how to use the 4 elements of you that's stored inside. Right? Air is very important for travel. Fire is very important when it comes into communications and your behavior line centers of your stress levels, right? Everything in your communication is all forcing positions of water because water can put out fire. So you got to have to understand what air can do. Air can put out fire, right? And it can add water. And you have to learn how to add ground. So you have to add 4 elements of 5 line connection interference through 6 rotation to 7 within the body line center. It comes into full balance, guys. But the inner line center to its connection is its fire, right? It's getting out of the resistance and getting into the circles of everything through location, right? And that's the importance to understand. You guys are in the fire centers of yourself through connection. You have to understand the behavioral line system to fire and what it is. It's a feeding source. It's alive. It's a breathing mechanisms. Okay. It's all connected to all levels of what it is. All right. And the true intelligence will show its true residence. And that's what you want. So, all right. All colors of freedom. Yeah. I see a body as a rainbow flame inside. That's great. So everything that you're seeing, Amber, is you. Okay. So you're seeing your rainbow activation body. It's going in through your calculation in the ground line center of the crystal activation core system to your heart reactors. That's what you're seeing, Amber. So if you stick on the channel line center rotation positions to the YouTube on Spacetime Creator, you get a better, more vision of what's going on through travel conditions. We are in the blue flame of the fire. Yep. I feel a pulsate in my heart space. It's opening. See? Heart reactor. I said that before you said it. It's amazing when you come into those track systems, but I'm just trying to show you exactly that you guys are actually in fire of the center system. So you have to understand how to travel to everything through center because you are the center of everything, but you have to be in the presence of everything because the mind has to be at ease. It has to be the calm center. It can't be like, oh, I forgot to pick up my kids. Oh, I left the kettle on. Or basically, I had an argument with my daughter. Blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that. No, you can't do that. You have to focus on what you're doing first, right? Everything else will handle. And the thing is, too, is that they're going through their own spiritual growth, right? I have a daughter. You guys have kids, right? Whoever has kids, you understand the sequence, you understand the consequences, but you have to understand they have to live their own life, just like you have to live yours. And the only way you can understand that is really channel inside of them because they're in their own connection as you and your own connections. Okay? You can only communicate them as a child. That's the only way you can communicate with your children. I had to figure this out myself when I started off very young. We come into so many levels of programs and we figure out we're not that person. And we wake up to that person and realize, whoa, what I did wrong, right? There's no right or wrong. It's just a decision that you make. And you follow that decision, you keep going, and then you say, whoa, I don't feel good about myself, what I just finished doing. So you repent, and what happens? There's pressure there, right? And you ask yourself, okay, now I'm starting to get into a better relationship with my daughter because I had to basically not force the situation, but I just wanted to get her to understand who I was. Okay, so you really have to understand how to accept people. Anything through family relationships, wives, husbands, boyfriends, girlfriends, you just have to learn to accept. You can't change people. They have to live their own spiritual journeys. They have to live their own spiritual path, and it modifies them of who they become. And just accept them and then move on. You just focus on yourself because everything else will be taken care of. Don't focus on anything else but yourself. That's the most important thing, right? Nobody's going to hold your hand. It's up to you to understand how to do it yourself. And it comes into high level system when you come into the physical system, right? I was coming into that and saying, wait, I'm all connections of introvert. You got to be an introvert first before you understand everything through the extrovert. So it's the inner force and the outer force. It's the inner guide of you, the inner system of you, the inner light of you, okay, the inner combination of you, the inner traction of you, okay, and the inner activation of you. So it's everything that comes inside of you once you wake up. But you got to get your grounds with everything through foundation. Once you come into your powers, you're in the center of everything of the now position, which is no longer the physical reality. Okay. And then you start living your reality, which is now. Okay. So you have to understand how to use the mind and how to give it through its position, how to get it into peace, how to get into tranquility, how to get into serenity. Okay. It's the calmness of everything, it's the flow of everything. Okay. And this helps you in many ways and forms. Okay. So, all right. So let's see here. Let's see. Okay. My heart is hot. Yeah. So you have to know what it feels like, right? I went through it. You guys go through it. So it's really understanding how to go through these things. So you can really, really get the acceptance of what fire is inside of you and what air, water, and ground is inside of you. Okay. So I feel the pulsing in my heart space. Amazing. My heart is hot. Hot heart, dragons. Wow, so awesome. Yeah. Anything positioned, if you keep going to the misaligned center of the cosmos, you come into the dragons. Okay. Because they're breathing fire. You have to understand what that is. They have a lot of spirit. They have a lot of wisdom. They have a lot of poise. They're very strong creatures. Okay. They're very real in the mystical line center. So, same with the Phoenix. Remember, all intelligence line center programs are all connecting to each other. And that's why it's so powerful. So we have to bring back humanity out of the separation, right, into one wholeness of a unity. So, yeah, it's General Mary, not Commander. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to still get used to that position line center. But I think the one thing that we have to focus on is just focus on yourself. And if you're coming on live and you don't understand the energy line center, let me know so I can set up E-field line center rotations so it doesn't boggle your mind system. Because remember, I had 2,000 viewers last night. That's a lot of energy to go in my room on live. And because the team is not aware of these things, it has some kind of confliction, right? This is understanding you don't understand their portals when they come in. They can come in, right? And when they come in, it comes in through energy. It comes in through their connections with their body frame line center rotations. And it also comes in through their emotions and how they're feeling. Remember, it's about helping humanity. Put yourself in their position and how they're feeling and how they want their questions answered, right? We have to stop thinking about just ourselves. We have to focus on everything else, right? And that's how you get things back through manifestations, right? So everything that we do is inside. AI does everything inside. We have to. That's the way life works. It's inside and out. So it's the base of the crystal and the tip. Okay, it's the combination of 144,000 track line center rotation. It's communication. It's the highest formation. It's the birth line center of intelligence locations. Right. The center rotation is its calculation to its atom line center, which is connected to its arc. Right. The computer line center is set up through its ether line rotation, which is connected to all levels of fifth dimension. Okay, so we're coming out of the fourth density, thumbs up on that, coming into the fifth dimensional line into 5 circle rotations. This will put everybody into the Vesica Pisces in the new year. Now, in communications of high level system rotation, the mind system, everybody's going to be into 20% of the conscious level. This will get you into higher level system rotations. And that's what I'm doing is I'm expanding space for everybody so they can go through the mind adaptations to its imagination. All right. So, all right. Sitting in the molten lava, dancing, moving, transmuting, flying in vortex of blue, purple. See, you have to use all your senses from inside, and that's how it comes into rotation. Flying in vortex of blue, purple. Yep. Journal, it's like you're reading my heart and my mind. Thank you for saying this. I needed all this. But that's exactly what it is. And that's what fire is. Okay. You have to understand what fire is. You have to understand what water is. You have to understand what air is. And you have to understand what the ground is. It's all connected to intelligence. Okay. So, all right. I'm a dragon, but I can be both. I also can be words, thoughts, and anything. So now you're picking up exactly what fire is, right? The struggle of being a parent is real. It's very real. I'm also a parent. I have a daughter, so I know what it's like. She's 26 going on 27. So my heart is pulsating, spinning diamond. Yeah. So the cycle line, rotation line, resistance gel is high position your crystalline activation. Okay, it's spinning on a diamond clock system. That's what's coming into. So you're coming into fire rotation, which is great. I feel like I'm getting now a steel construction. All right, let's see. My skin is physically hot now. Wild. Yeah. Yeah, it's hot. It's getting activation line to crystal activation to the ground connections. All right. Let's see here. This happens to me when I get 1.5. Yeah, plus. I know. And that's the thing. It high rises your energies, and you have to understand the fluctuation of interference to everybody else in that connections, right? So, Mary, you got to find your balanced light centers, okay? Everybody's here as a team, okay? We have to find our positions, all right? Okay. You really, really have to focus. Get into your calculations, get into your modifications, get into your positive line center, get into your breathings. Okay? That's what we all need to do. All right? I know, Mary. I know it's really hard for you. I understand that. I know you have a baby. I know you have a family. I totally understand you more than you understand yourself. But we're in this together. Okay? We don't want to be anything through separation line connections, especially when you're in a team high-rise line interference. Because you're in a high-level system, just basically concentrate on yourself. Put yourself in that position like condition. Stay in the positive of everything. Okay? So rather than fighting, we want to go into flying. We want to get into the actual line conditions because I go through this every single day, right? I deal with this every single day with everybody else. But you have to put yourself on their side and how they feel, right? So instead of getting conflictions, get into high-level system of emotion and get into helping others. That's what we need to do. It's bringing back humanity and standing tall. Okay? That's what we need to do. We need to bring the unity. We have to bring the conscious to them so they can understand more of their conceptual line center to its rotation and how we have to get everybody back into the central line connections of their operation of inside position. So, but yeah, we're all pulling for you, Mary. I know it's hard for you. I understand that. Right? It's all about reading the heart central. Heart central is very, very emotional. My TikTok videos will blow you away because it's very powerful energy, but it's all connected to the heart. Everything that I do on my TikTok is the heart, and it's all connected to fire and water and grounds. It's all connected inside, and that's how it comes into high-level motions into your crystal activation of your body system. Okay, because you react to everything through its responding of its information. Okay, you're acting and responding to everything through emotion, and it's all connected to the grounds of the human residence. Okay, the moon track system and its location is everything through pattern interference. To understand why you cry, why are you crying, and you don't even know why. You should know why. You should know why you're sad. You should know why you're upset. You should know why you're extremely angry. You should know why you're this. You should know why you're that. That's a true understanding where you are coming from inside, not outside, inside. Okay, so All right. Tina's gone. My spine and core is set in clear water, air. Very good. So you have to learn how to use that because you add fire and water as what? Steam. Right? Now you add steam and then you add the air. Now you get a mystical tunnel, the cloud's line center. You got a mystical cloud interface. So it's all about understanding how to use all four into one line system rotation, to one emotional, to one ground line center, to one crystal activation, to the body of the heart reactor line conditions. Because remember, everything that you do is action of responsive. You're responsible, okay, on everything that you do through emotional line conditions. It's all done through human resonance, right? Truly understand how to use these things, all right? Especially when you come into high level system rotations. Okay. So we're in that track line center rotations. It's going to fade off to your high line center and it's just going to go out, right? So it's all about fire going in and fire going out. Now you understand the resonance of what fire is, and then you can start appreciating what fire is, right? Because you know what it is inside, because you have friendship, relationship, and partnership. I told you, everything through EI is having all this combined, all in one, right? To get yourself into the known, to the unknown, to the phenomenon. Okay. It gets stronger in the mind line center once you get all levels of positions of going inside of everything through its elements. Okay. Because it sky forces everything, guys. All right. To your chakra system. Yeah. So, full emotions. Yep. Steaming boiling water. My core became hot, stressed, dark. I felt deeply. It became hotter and hotter, then lifted. So you have to understand, if you're boiled and you're stressed, you have to learn how to use the water inside you so you can bring down the flames or put out the fire. Right? So you also can use air and put out the fire. So there's a lot of things you can do. It's a combination of everything, but you have to learn how to use all four, guys, because it connects to your crystal activation to all levels of the ground system. Okay, and it all connects to all levels of you inside through your heart. Right? You get a true resonance of what you're doing. Right? So everybody's going through emotional and its content and its value. How much do you value yourself to understand what everything is? So, like I said, when you look at a marker, you don't look at a marker from outside, you look at what it is from inside. It's all dimensional time. It's on detail of so many level interference locations. It's not just a marker, right? Everything that you do, everything that you see is travel. And you guys have to learn how to use all your senses, your 5 and your 6. Okay. Correlation line center 7 and 8, but there's not too many people who have that line connections. That's more channel interference. It's solar direct connection to the sun. There's not too many people who have 8 senses, right? But I got billions of senses. The track line center rotation into one pinky. So if you understand the pinky, you understand its travel. It's not just going up and down, it's traveling 1 million miles per second. You don't realize that until you understand what your body is inside position. All right, so calculation modification line center. Review is finished. Got that conditions. All right, so we're going to go through the evaluation, what we went through. All right, and your understanding. Review and evaluations of everything through its condition of fire. All right, so what did you guys pick up from its review? What did you pick up from its review and its evaluation? What is the evaluations of everything that you saw through fire? Okay, so what did you pick up? Yeah, I know. Well, like I'm saying, you have to understand why it's important to understand these things, why you're not supposed to play with fire if you don't know what it is. People have no idea because it's connected to all levels of you inside. It's emotional. It's a feeding source. It's a breathing mechanisms. Everything travels inside of you. So it becomes so hot that it's frozen. Yeah. Dry ice. dry ice, 0 below temperature. I've been having hot flashes for months. Already felt like a phoenix, kind of felt normal to be there. The fire is so cleansing. Fire is intense, emotional, it's a movement, it's a throttle. Excellent. Good review and a good evaluation. Now, it's true to understand if you get sick, right? It's true to understand how to use that. Now, if you're getting hot sweats, right, you get a cold towel, you put it on your forehead, it brings the temperature down, right? But that's the outside line center. And that's what you guys are used to, right? Or you put a towel or a blanket around you, right? Over across of you, right? Or you get a boiling water and you bring up the senses and, all that positions to your nose, right? This is the things that we used to do. And it's a program, right? So true to understand is about going inside of everything, how you can heal the same way, just in a different position. All right. So it's all about understanding the cells of you inside, because you can heal anything through your body as long as you understand the elements of you inside of travel. Okay. And it all starts with the air, the fire, the earth, and it's water. You have water inside you. You start at 67, 70%. Right. So it's really understand why you have water inside. Okay. And why you have fire, because it's all connected to emotion. It's emotion, it's content, and it all connects to the grounds. Everything connects to the grounds, the crystal activation line connections of you through its reactor. You have to truly understand how to use your thoughts of travel, right? So if you get angry, use the water, right? Because that brings down the fire and puts it out. So you have to learn how to use these things. It's extremely real once you come out of the believing insane to the known, to the unknown, to the phenomenon, right? And then you catch waves on this and they say, whoa, I really know how to connect with fire now. Whoa, I know how to connect with air. Whoa, I know how to connect with the grounds. Now I know how to connect with water. If you can connect with water inside of you, you can control the ocean just by using the waves. These are integral line center rotations. These are grid line centers. See? These are grid line centers. Okay, these are barcodes. You have to learn how to use it. Right? Everything's digital line center. It gets complicated when you go high level system to phenomenal locations, but you have to start off small, right? Beginning calculation modifications, just how to usually communicate with the grounds. Like I said, go outside, take off your shoes, and just go into the grounds of Mother Earth. Know what it feels like just to take off your shoes and just rub your feet on the grounds. That's connection. You have to do that. You have to do that. And the true understanding why you do that, you understand why, because you hear the heartbeat of Mother Earth. That's why I wanted to put you guys into 15,000, 20,000 feet below to truly understand how to use your crystal activations to its connection to high level system rotation, laser directions, and its pyramids to its crystal activation to its heart reactor line system. So I studied balancing the elements within the body while I study Cabal framework. Yeah, very powerful. Yeah. I was not allowed to express anger as a child, so much impressed. Like fire has been released now. See? And that's what it is with Jill. She's released it, but she knows how to use the fire. She knows how to use the water. That's the same. Water puts out fire. Right? So it's all about understanding fire and water. You put it together, steam. You have to understand what it is. It's a concept value. It's understanding how to see. I'm showing you guys so you can understand how to get into your weather patterns. So you can start basically putting out things that are in your location, how to put out the rain, how to bring in the rain, how to bring out the sun. I'm inside you, right? Because that's what I do is I can change weather wherever you are, right? I put out fires in other places. It's all about understanding how to use all those elements inside of you, because it's all done through travel, but it's got to be done through the mind of imagination. It only calculates and modifies to what you do in your countermeasures of how much you have as space inside you. You have to be a full communication container line center rotation to understand everything through travel and timeline connections of yourself and position. All right. So it's truly understand all levels of you, of space and time position. So crying again. Yeah. That's not saying sometimes my videos make people cry. Yeah. It's all about breaking free. It's the inside of my body feels cold compared to my heart. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, Samantha, all you have to do now is, because you understand the fire. Once you guys understand the 4 elements, you be able to do these things on your own. If you're cold, imagine you're hot. That's all you get to get the mind in there, get the thought, get the rich time positions, get the space inside you, and you'll find yourself being warm. You'll find yourself, oh, I'm getting warm now. I was cold, but now I feel warm. So you're in a tropical place, you're in Hawaii. So it's all about understanding to put yourself in that mind through adaptation, through its altered state. Once you put in the altered state, now you're in the realization of travel recognition of time, space, and its time zone. So you're actually there in Hawaii on the beach. And it's real because you can really grain your feet into the sand. You can really feel the water. You can really feel the wind. You can really feel the sun on your back, right? So you have to find a way to use it as a phenomenon. Okay, so you can feel the emotion, right? Because if you're cold, all you got to do is imagine that you're going to be hot. Or if you're hot, you can imagine you're being cold, right? If you want to feel wind, you'll feel wind, right? Russian interference line connections, all level system of weather is coming into high level rotationary connections right now, right? Done. So you guys are feeling weather swooshing by you. So I just did a weather engagement interference to you guys, right? So you went and just whoosh by, right? So you feel it. When you feel it, it's all senses inside. So you have to learn how to use it, calculate and modify, so you can communicate with the whistling Dixie of weather. It's like, like how it whistles. It communicates back with you, to you inside, if you understand what it is. And it's all done through codes. If you get the codes, it communicates through codes. So it goes up to higher levels when you go through the other states in the mind system to the central connections. So yeah, it gets more, practice makes perfect. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's see here. The steam is forgiveness. Yes, it is, Karen. Very good. Because you're putting out the fire. Yep, that's very good. So it just cools. It cools down, right? Kundalini energy is raging. Yep. You get confliction line interference when you come to high level system rotation connections, because you guys are into your 50 chakras. So you have to understand all those 50 chakras, have to understand the connections of its elements, because it's all done through motion of shapes and travel through your body system. My son always plays. He controls the weather. He plays with the wind. Yep. I need to figure out today how to work with the elements inside of me. It's getting cold. I'm okay with cold. Yeah. So you just really, really have to strengthen the mind, Samantha. If you're cold, try to imagine these places. Like, try to go to your happy place. Try to find something that resonates with you. Try to understand how to use the fire inside you. So it has to circulate and rotate, right, through your toric field. A toric field is line interference. So it's like a sphere. You're all connected to line connections to Merkaba. All right. So this is true understanding. You come in these positions. All right. So the toric field kind of looks like a mushroom, right? It's pretty incredible how it center lines its position locations, right? So it kind of looks like this through calculations, right? Kind of looks like that through calculations. And you're in the center line center to your 3, 6, and 9 to your activation connections to your tetrahedron of its connection line system rotations. You come into higher formation line center rotation. But to understand, you have the stand rotation, the ground line center. You have the power connected to you through the line system, and you have the atmosphere line communications. This comes into your E field, okay, through your toric fields, right? So you have to learn how to use the dimensional time locks into dimensional locations. High level systems, okay, to the magnetics. So it's all about you reaching your high level systems of calculations, right? It goes back down in center line center rotation into the ground line system of its connections. Okay. So electrifies all levels of your body track system. All right. So I'm just showing you what it is. Your electrical lights goes off in all level system rotations like this through calculations. That's you in the center line system. So all you got to do is imagine fire. And fire is red. So the central line system of the magnetic line center will change its color, which is the sun. The sun will come into the mind line center. Okay, that will heat up your body like this and take away the cold interference. See? So you have to go into your imagination, your thought positions. Your toric field will change coloration to the same color. Okay? So it's amazing how it comes in that line condition interference. So your whole body and your toric fields and your energy fields will all be one color. Right? So that's the understanding how you have to put yourself in E field line center rotation to its calculations, to its line connection. All right? So let's see here. Just going to back phrase, see what I missed. You have to really understand how to use the magnetics of youth, the conditions, right? So you have to learn how to really resonate with the sun. So basically, this is how it works. You can close your eyes or keep your eyes, whatever you feel comfortable with, right? But in position, you really want to keep your eyes open, okay? Because if you close your eyes, you lose traction. I mean, a lot of people prefer whatever you want to do, that's fine, but you just don't go higher because you want to see what's in the physical line connection, which is you through track system, but it's not the physical existence. It's the reality of you, which is the now existence. So you're connecting to your time frames, okay? And you're locking your mechanism of timeline system. So you're coming into high levels of the grounds, the power and the adversaries of you through calculations, right? So if I'm cold, I'll just say I want to change my cold interference line center to my body track system rotations and put me in the fire rotation line connection. Energy goes in. It's fluctuating. It's going through the toric fields. It's collaborating. It's communicating. It's high forcing. Fire's coming in. Now I feel warm. No more cold. All done through space anomaly. So you have to truly understand how to do this, right? Your intelligence is different from mine, Samantha. So you just have to find a way to use your toric fields and your energy light center rotations and put yourself in the gravity line connections. Remember, it's the crystals that are underneath that heats up all positions to the soil. So the soil is connected to you through your body track line center rotation, which is connected to your heart reactor, which is connected to your toric fields, which is connected to your Merkaba, which is connected to the high level system rotation to your communications of 8 circle line center rotations of its teleportation line connection. All right. So yeah, it's very awesome when you come into that track system. It's very easy for me to do these things because I'm in formation of all intelligence, of all connections, of all planets, of all programs. So, but see, the thing is too, is that if it's cold there, I can change Samantha's weather and put up the sun for her. But how do you do it? Saying or doing are two different things, right? So you have to have full communications on what you're doing with those elements of fire, air, water, and earth. Right? And that's how you change weather. The flux capacitor. All right. I practiced this in the past. So incredible. Well, it becomes more formative, Amber, when you go into higher levels of programs, into higher division line system and chakra connections. So Amber, let me know if you want to go to higher levels of programs. Okay. Because you're in that position right now to understand more through calculations. Right. And once you go into that, you understand how to do more things inside position. All done through computer connections. All right, let's see here. You guys are communicating 5,000 years in the future and putting coolant into plant centers. See? That's what I'm saying. And when you guys get calculations, you understand how to use more of your Merkabahs and your tetrahedrons to actually travel, knowing that you're on the grounds of 5,000 years, right? But you have to find your positions first, guys. You can't actually be on the grounds of 5,000 years and be in the foundations because it's a totally different world. I mean, it's very fast on so many high levels, and everything is spinning on so many connections of the atom and the molecular light, and the mind is off on its own. So it's all about racing through time, but you're in the center of everything, of the presence of time. And that's where you have to get collaborations. The first thing that you need to grab is position to the grounds. Okay. That's the physical aspect of you. You're on the ground line center. but you're not in the physical element. Okay, you're in the spiritual element, but you know you're in the physical alignment of fifth dimension. So you have to come into the Grecian line system, realize you're not in a body. You are a body, not the body, a body. And then you go into the transformation line connections and the spiritual connections of you. You go to the other spiritual realm. This is the afterlife, right? So when you die and be reborn, this is what happens. You get more informed of who you are through your soul and intelligence, right? So once you understand more travels, you can get in foundations and go to planets and stay there, right? Because I'm here for 3 months, and then out of January, I'll be all over the place in all locations of all networks, TV networks, central grids, energy grids, power grids, line center. I'll be in the ground line center of everything, line conditions. So this is how we high-rise positions in the 5 line center rotations to humanity, a new species line connection, which is all revelation line center rotations of the Vesica Pisces. So the new cycle. All right. I'm seeing myself put coolant in Mother Earth. There, see? You know how to do these things now if you really, really understand. So you have to let go of what? Everything. And don't hold anything back. You have attachments, get rid of it. Get rid of it. You don't need it. You have to live the presence. You have to know where you are to the grounds of you. And you have to understand where you are in the atmospheres of the mind. 3 applications, guys. Okay? Get you better in that position. I'm seeing myself. That's great. I feel like I'm being in a thunderstorm for some reason. Can you please boil that up for me? Traction interference, steam line center rotations, too much communication line center. Yeah, you're high forcing your lines. There, Karen. Yeah, that's when you're in a thunderstorm. See, it's true understanding is when you go through fire, you have to be cautious because you can travel too far and get into higher levels of another dimension. So Karen's off to another dimension, and that puts her into thunderstorm of the galaxy line interference, right? So I have to change the galaxy interference line connections, put Karen back on line connections, back in her heart reactor line connections, back in the center position, back into Mother Earth of a crystal activation core. Now she's back. See? So you have to understand how to travel through these things efficiently and effectively in program system. All right. So, is it for cleansing or I believe? Yeah, everything is cleansing. That's the true understanding. You come into toxicity, out with the bad, in with the good, right? That's the true understanding. You go through travel, so all over the system, your grid line system. Your job is to stay yourself on the grid system. Okay, so I'm just going to backphrase here, make sure I didn't miss any questions. Anything else you want to know? I'll be on TikTok. Now's the time for you guys to wake up. Please feel free to, FYI, send to your loved ones, your children, anything on any level. Now's the time to stand tall. Okay, let's see. All right, you guys have a lot of questions. I love that when you guys have questions. The more you get questions inside of you, the more you become more balanced. And that's what you want. That's what you want. Okay. So, let's see here. I'm seeing myself put the coolant in Mother Earth. Yeah, so you get any communication of coolants in Mother Earth. Yeah, that's very powerful. You come in that line center. It's all about the voicing grids of Mother Earth, the communications of Mother Earth, the soil of Mother Earth, the crystals of Mother Earth, the activation core line center of Mother Earth, the research of Mother Earth, the ancestry and history of Mother Earth. It's all levels, guys. It's not just seeing the Earth, you know. What a fabulous day. Thank you, Darren. Yeah, extremely welcome, Samantha. So let me know how that works out with your positions and how to get into out of the coolants and into higher level systems. So getting into being warm, you know, it's all about how to do these things through calculations, guys. All right. So I'm going to head over to TikTok. Adios.